unmatched technology screens. I forgot about this one large sample sheet I have. So keep in mind, we call the screen Lux. It has an interesting name to it, but we call the screen Lux. It's actually that silver screen that produces that high gain image. We have a 60-inch of it over here to test out and play around with. We also have on the screen some PPJ. Now PPJ is a form of silver paint, just so we can basically get some of these things out in the open. So as I said before, when we test out against black screens, one of the things we do on black screen, on black screens, we test them against every form of surface we could throw against the black paint, chalk paint, black material, black vinyl, to show that our product is different from if anybody were to go out and just get these items. They couldn't do the same thing on our screen. Now, with us having a silver screen, we have already tested against multiple surfaces, multiple certified screens. And the next step would be to test it against this screen. I call it the Lux, which is spelled L-U, sorry, you know how it's spelled, but anyway, that's what we call it. Because we're going to have people saying, well, what about that screen versus your screen? And also PPJ, the silver paint that you get at Home Depot or Lowe's. And let me show you the results that you get. Now, you know how light our screens are? And I said one of the interesting features behind the Silver Phoenix is it does have the ability to produce a contrast level where other screens can't keep up to it, even gunmetals. And there's the results right there. So, if you were to go out and get yourself some PPJ paint, and you were to paint your screen thinking that you could basically do the same thing as a Phoenix, not going to happen. This is what I tell you. When I see people doing demonstrations mixing black products and all that stuff, trying to say, well, it's the same thing as a black screen. The same testing you're seeing under these silvers, black screens go through the same testing. So we test black screens, like I said, on chalk paint, black vinyl, black material, whatever you name it. We throw it against the screen to show there's a difference between what we make and what they have. There you go. So we can do a contrast demonstration only and show you exactly where this screen's not going to be to pick up contrast. Let me get my sloth. Well, I'm going to leave my sloths here. My sloths can stay here for the show. So eventually this is going to come up in a conversation. We figure we nip it in the butt right now and get out of the way. All right, so let me go over here and grab my remote control. We'll pull up some contrast demonstrations. And like I said, you know, people are going to try to challenge us when it comes to this technology, but keep in mind, this technology has that that contrast shifting technology that allows the screen to be able to produce a contrast level even though it's light. Blue technology we developed has that same integrated technology. So let's get this started because pretty soon I'm going to be out the door to take care of some business, and I want to make sure I get this out of the way because I completely forgot about this. So let me grab my remote control. And as you can see by my cat knowing that I am basically doing a demonstration, she's going to start passing through. She was over on the couch sleeping a few minutes ago before he just heard me start talking again. Let me get the remote control so we can get this started. Don't start. Let me see if I can figure out what that remote control went. Just had the remote control that fast. It's probably in the kitchen. Let me check the kitchen because I probably could have dropped it off in the kitchen somewhere. Let me have a look in there first. I'll wall it up first. I need this right now. Grab me my stuff that I need. This out. We should be doing some screen paints to debunk their theories on what they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the new technology. Like I said, not going to happen because the product we have here has the ability to produce a contrast level. We've done this against gunmetal. Like I said, it can produce an image against gunmetal. It can easily, well, actually produce the contrast better than gunmetal. It can easily basically be to dominate one of these screens with no problem whatsoever. So like I said, the screen we have here, which is, we call it Lux, that's what we call it. I think it's LUXINI or something what it's called. And then over here, we have basic PPJ, the silver Metallica paint that you can get over at Lowe's. You can pick it up at, what's the other place you can pick it up? You can pick it up Lowe's, you can pick it up Home Depot, just to show you that, no, it's not going to match our technology in any way whatsoever. Let's come out of the star field demonstration real quick, and let's pull up contrast only. Panasonic 4K. I told you we're going to be developing a silver screen paint. We wanted something that was going to be completely different from anybody else. Let's try this again. Panasonic 4K. For some reason, she's not giving me what I want. Panasonic Demonstration 4K. There we go. We're going to do M&M next. There's another Metallica paint called M&M. A lot of people swear by the screen. We tested it before. We tested it on black technology. It didn't do well. It was not able to put contrast and proper color and on any level whatsoever. Now we're doing it against the silver technology, and even with the silver technology, we're having that shifting, that contrast shifting technology where our silver screens can actually blend and can produce a contrast level. There you go, starting to get madam. You're not supposed to be here. Now, as you can see, the screen paint PPJ and the I gotta get the name of the screen. It's a weird name to it. We call it the Lux. That's what we're gonna call it. I don't know what you're complaining about, Cat. You got plenty of food in your dish. Lots of food in your dish. What's to complain about? Just fussing for the sake of fussing. What you doing? I don't have my soundbar attached. That's what I'm going in with my soundbar on. Well, actually, my speakers, so my soundbar is off. I really did it. This screen, I mean, usually silver screens, like I said, I don't support, but this one is actually one of the best ones I've ever developed. Even in my Digital One crystal screen paint era, this thing is amazing. Now, like I said, it's amazing on silver standard, not against black technology. LG Beta Fish. Now we have a launch date for the product. It will be launching tomorrow. Yes, sirree. And we'll put a list down for the prices on the product. Let's go over to some other demonstrations. Go over here. I want to go over to that Keystone. We got some good ones in that one. Like I said, any gray screen can pull up. Any gray or silver screen can pull up bright levels. The hardest thing for a screen to pull up would be those contrast levels. You have to be to compare your contrast levels versus other screens. Now, there's a fellow that came on YouTube, same person, but didn't like Crow too much. I'm sorry, I don't want to mention this guy's name. The same person didn't like this individual too much. Made that comment about him testing against this very same product we're using right here, on how on the opposite side of the screen, it's very, very bright. It's not designed to be used for projecting. It looks like it's hot spotty. You're supposed to be on this side of the screen. And that's what he was complaining about when it came to that particular individual. Now, if this was a product that you matched, there's no way in the world your screen's going to pull up on this silver. This screen's going to pull a better contrast on your screen easily. If you match this screen, that's it. Because this technology can actually, like I said, can produce its contrast levels. Let's go over to... If you notice when we do these demonstrations, we're not doing a lot of color. There's no point doing color because the screens can produce it. We need to see something that the screen cannot do, and that's a contrast level. Well, we're not going to get enough contrast in that right there. That's not going to do it for me. I know exactly what would give me that contrast level too. Let me see if I can find them. I got to go under a different one. I know exactly where I need to go to get what I need for that one. Yeah, this one would do it. That would definitely do it. All right, so we get from here. This is perfect. I need to get more of a... I need to get a half and half screen. That's what I need. I need to bring it over to here. So take half of the screen. Much better. That work. We're gonna have to do Crow's product. We're gonna do it anyway. We gotta test this stuff anyway. It doesn't make a difference. So next demonstration will be Crow. See how light that is? That's supposed to be that color. It's supposed to be a little darker. You definitely see where the red is faded. And the screen is picking up amazing contrast levels. See where the red is faded right there? Okay, let's get another one. I'll get something a little more darker. Here we go. Background must be displayed in black, and it's coming up in gray here. It's coming up in gray there. And this is washed out right here. It's supposed to have a shine to it. Can't pick it up. Background's supposed to be in black. This is coming up gray. This is coming up gray. Crow's product's going to be next. Next demonstration. We got to test it either way. Does it make a difference? The Cinemax is going to be here very soon. It has to be tested. It's not going to do well, just to let you know. The screen already went through a dozen certifiers already. And it's still wiping out products as it speaks. Look at that. It's that technology, man. That color, that freaking contrast, shifting technology is embedded in the screen. The same thing the blues, when they turn black, same thing is in this one. We'll be launching this tomorrow. It's already passed all its tests. We got one more to go and that's it. Panasonic 4K demonstrations. Yep. There we go. Yep. There we go. Like I said, any light gray screen, silver screen, whatever it may be, can produce a color. That's easy. It's a contrast you have to be able to produce. Just like on black screens, you have to produce those white levels. Outer space screensavers. There you go. So if you match that screen, it's going to come up the exact same way that this screen displaying right now. The exact same way. That's how it's going to come up. Keep in mind, some are going to say, well, this and look, bottom line is, the shut up demonstration we did as put up or shut up, that's what it is. At the end of the day, I'm still going to test this product. It don't make a difference at all, period. He's got to back up what this product can do. That doesn't mean I don't have the right to test this product. I'm going to continue to test it. That's his personal mix right there versus our technology right there. These are going to be screen paints. The other one's not a screen paint, that's an actual physical screen. And then I'm going to match this screen. After the contrast over that screen's pulling in. close so you can see right there. We're not on top of the screen this way. This is where we're at. This should show you what these screens are picking up next to this silver phoenix that can pull contrast level these screens can't pick up. I told you. I sat there and told you. I sat there and thought to myself, why in the world am I not putting his screen up here? It should be up here. So that way he can see exactly how silver technology is supposed to react. This screen is already dominated. Multiple certified projection screens with no problem. Even gunmetal screens that are actually twice as dark as this screen. That's PPJ paint. If you ever decide you want to paint your screen with PPJ paint, that's the results you're going to get. Like I said, any one of these screens are going to have the ability to pull up a light level. Color. That's what they're supposed to do. They're bright. They're gray screens are designed to pull that bright color. The key feature, and I'm never going to understand why I see people watching demonstrations and they'll comment on the color. That's not what you comment on. You comment on the contrast. You comment on the one thing the screen can't do. It's not supposed to be able to do. It's contrast. Any one of these screens can pull a color level. Any one of them. How many of them can pull contrast? Just like when you have black screens, I mean, we've done this already before. We've done sheets against the screen, black material, vinyl, you name it. We do it against a black screen. And we throw a white level up against there. How many of those screens are going to pull the highest white level? A black screen is automatically going to pull a star field. It's going to pull contrast. That's what it's designed to do. You have to put it against something that it's not designed to do. You're making it too easy. That's what you should be looking for. That's what you should be asking for. What are the contrast levels on that screen? What do they look like? Can you do that in a fully lit environment? Can you show me the entire screen in its entirety in the environment? Because without that, you don't even know where your contrast levels even lay at. So as of today, the Phoenix, and all the testing we just ran through this screen, for so far as I can see, I haven't found anything yet that can match its contrast levels. With a screen being actually the same, if we get a screen that's actually the same color as the Phoenix is going to actually be able to crush it with no problem. This screen went against gunmetal screens. That's what I found fascinating. In this category, being a gray screen, or Phoenix or silver, or being a silver screen, or let's say light screen, there's nothing that's going to match its contrast levels. Just like the black screens we have, I haven't seen a black screen yet to go against one of those Phoenixes. And this screen right here, this is completely gone. This is the darkest one we have on here right now. That's the darkest one out of all these. So if his Cinemax comes through here and that screen is lighter than that Metallica mix, it's going to end up like that against this technology. I wonder which screen he probably tested this. Oh, yeah, he did. He did. I just finally figured it out. He matched that screen right there. It has to be, he did it with a Cinemax. If he did that with a Cinemax, I mean the Cinemax is actually lighter than the Metallica mix. The Metallica mix is a little bit darker, as you can see when you come up and you see it. It's a little bit darker. It's darker than the personal mix. So there's no way in the world he could have put that against this screen and matched, because that wasn't the screen on his wall at the time. The screen on his wall at the time was the Cinemax. That's what was sitting against the screen at the time, was the Cinemax screen. And even when he's sitting next to this screen right here, he's still not darker than the screen we have here, our technology here. So the screen he had on the screen at the time was a Cinemax. This screen is actually darker than the Cinemax. This would produce a better contrast mode than the Cinemax, period. If this screen matched that screen, then there's no way in the world he's going to pass this one right here. Not by a long shot. And this thing went through a what? A Dark Star 9 with no problem? Oh, that's going to be interesting. I can't wait to get that here. I got to see if they can ship that overnight. I need that right away. I need that right away. Now, this was a fellow who came on YouTube, made a comment about my product. He ain't made a comment ever since then because I took the same screen and I ran it through every screen we had in the house and we washed that screen out on that black technology with no problem. So he didn't make any more comments after that. I was into that. But this was the PPJ that he was suggesting that you could paint your screen with. And that's that PPJ silver versus our technology, displaying it on contrast. Contrast test demonstration. Contrast test demonstration. All right, we have to do it manually. It's not listening. Let's see if we can track it down. Let's see that one real quick. Well, right now, we're doing these two right now. We have plenty of time. When I do that product, I want all his screens at the same time. Oh, matter of fact, I want all of them against that Black Nova. The Black Nova, we're going to put we're going to do it against the Black Nova. We're going to put the UV mix. We're going to put the Metallica mix. We're going to put the personal mix, and we're going to put the Cinemax all in one hit against a Black Nova. And then next, we're going to put it against a Phoenix. Phoenix are more powerful than Black Novas. I'm telling you, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. I'm sorry, people. You're going to see tests. This is the way tests are supposed to be. This is the way they're supposed to be. Give me it straight. Let me get this straight. You would go out and buy brakes that have only been tested twice. That's it for your car? I don't think you would. You buy a smoke detector been tested one time? I don't think you would. I don't think you would. Carbon dioxide tester, if it's been tested only 1.5 times, I don't think you would. I don't think you would trust on that level if those tests weren't there. I don't think you would. I don't think you would. I don't think you would strap brakes onto your car, knowing that. Oh, how many times have you been tested? Only twice? That's it. Okay. Maybe meeting God the next day. Get into a bad situation, you will. I like how to watch. One of the shows I like to watch on YouTube is how things are made, because you get a chance to see exactly how something's tested over and over again, where they put them through. I love watching stuff like that. Those vigorous tests. Some people might find that boring. I find it fascinating just to watch. They take a product and they put it through so much stress. I think those. I was watching those. I forgot what they call them, but there's kind of like those corkscrews they use for. It's like a little gray screw that you. It's like a little gray kind of a plastic cap. I can't think of the technical name of it. And you use them for basically hanging up screens or something heavy. They test these things by actually having a cable attached to a wash machine, and they had this thing hanging and has to support this wash machine without snapping or actually falling apart. I thought that was a crazy stress test to make sure these things are actually, when you bolt something in like a mirror, a heavy mirror, something to a wall, it's going to stay permanently. I love the way they put such vigorous testing to see exactly how much wear and tear it takes for it to function. That's why some of these tests are important. What we got here? So we're in there for the door. This screen's on the list now. Screens we already just went through. The PPJ we just went through. Oh, and by the way, if you ever used PPJ before, I wouldn't advise you to. That stuff is really freaking pungent. But I mean, if you want to pass out in the middle of your living room, man, knock yourself out. But I wouldn't use it if I were you. It's not designed for that. This stuff is designed for doing detail work. If you're going to be doing something like little wood trim on some furniture or something like that. Not something where you're painting in a 100-inch or 120-inch screen with this stuff, and this stuff is dead up in your face. No, that's not good. Not healthy at all. So I'm guessing that Cinemax has to be somewhere in the line of the personal mix. Because if you match that screen perfectly, it would have to be a lighter screen. And I was right. It would have to be a lighter screen. It couldn't have been the Metallica mix, it would have been too dark. So it had to be a lighter screen. And the screen means that the Cinemax is slightly lighter than the personal mix. It's not going to do well. That's going to go against a black screen. That's going to go really, really bad fast. You know, like I said, he made the accusations, you know. All I can do is just basically test and see what happens. So what happens when you don't do tests? You have nothing to support your work. I'm trying to remember, that screen's going to get leveled. It's going to get leveled. I kind of hate to do it, to say the truth, honestly. That screen's going to get leveled. Oh, wow, that's my old demonstration from back in the day. That was, what was that, 23 years ago, testing black screens out. Let's go with some red screens. I'm not surprised. So this is a little bit darker. If you blend to that screen, it's lighter than this. It's definitely lighter than this. That tells me right from the door. From that shade. It's definitely lighter than that. And if it's lighter than that, and it matched that freaking screen over there, good gracious. You have any idea what a Phoenix is going to do that on a contrast level? It's going to turn that screen to a white sheet of paper. Phoenixes are crazy freaking dark. Oh well. You guys backed it. That's why I said, you guys want to put some money on the table. Here, 50 grand on the table right now. 50,000. If that when that screen comes in, we set that against a Phoenix on a Starfield demonstration, bet it can match it. 50 grand it can't. You say 50 grand it will. I'll meet you anywhere you want to meet you. I'll bring my attorneys with me. We'll sign them documents. Anywhere you want me to meet you at. And we'll sign them documents. Because it's not going to go well for that screen. It's not. If that thing is as light as I think it is, it's not going to go well. It's going to get crushed. Man, I don't know why you would make an accusation like that to begin with. Like, what were you thinking? It's just basic common sense, you know what I mean? It's like when you're going out there saying, hey, our black screens can produce a white level just as pure as a white screen. That's not going to happen. I don't know what planet that's going to happen on. Why would you even make those accusations if you can't back it up? And then, like I said, if anyone had that kind of technology to begin with, to be able to do that, to be able to take a screen that light and be able to match it, to blend it into a black screen where you can't see it, that's like crazy bragging rights right there. You be seeing videos constantly all the time of bragging about that. The fact there's no demonstrations on it displaying it, no test results at all, clearly shows the screen does not have the capability to do so. That's a Phoenix. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. That's a Phoenix right there. This screen's lighter than that, and it's going to go against a black Phoenix. Are you kidding me? accusations you can't keep. I wouldn't do it. Don't make accusations you can't keep. Now you see something here with the two silver screens we have here? This one, the white levels are high. It's not matching our product, but the white levels are high. This is PPJ paint. You know why you don't paint your screen with this stuff? That silver Metallica paint, you don't paint yourself with straight to paint? Because it hot spots like crazy. You see how bright that's coming up? Can you imagine if I hit that with a 5,000 lumen projector, how hot that would come up in your face? That's why. Because the product that you're using is not meant to be used as a screen paint at all, period. The people who developed it said, you know what? We're going to make this stuff a screen paint because someone's going to come along and use it as a screen paint. It was not designed for that. Just like black paint, when you get out of Home Depot or Lowe's, and you basically want to say, I'm going to paint a screen with that, I'm going to be able to produce a contrast level. Yes, you are. And I'm going to get white levels. Whoever developed that did not design that for a white level to push through that screen. It's designed to be black. What are you back there doing, you crazy cat? Oh, this is funny. No, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. Go back in and have your fun, nut job. Hey, what's going on, kitty kaboom? You there having fun? You're a weird one. Now, see, when they developed this screen was designed for using for a theater system. That's not. That's why it's coming up looking like this. Even though it's not matching our technology, it's still doing much better than that. Because this was designed for detail art. That's it. You paint this stuff. The guy who basically did the demonstration was telling me that you could paint this onto your screen and get the same results. No, you will not get the same results. It's going to be horrible. And on top of that, like I said, this stuff is very, very pungent. It has a kick to it. So it's not designed, people are going to be using this for small applications. Painted 120-inch in a room like this is going to have your entire house stinking of this paint, number one, because like I said, it's not designed for it. On top of that, you're going to be breathing this in. You're going to have it on a flashing truck. You're going to have it on a red truck with flashing lights. Panasonic 4K. Let's go with it. Let's see if we can find the contrast demonstration. Meow. Outer space screensavers. And at the end of the day, this screen right here can't pull contrast over to save its soul. Next to our technology that can do it. Not impressed of, because when I see a screen like this display color, big deal. Any gray screen of this caliber is going to display color. It's the contrast levels of what you need to see. Tron Legacy. Man, when I finally get this blood work done, I can get ready to eat. Man, I'm going to eat like there is no freaking tomorrow. I'm so freaking hungry right now. Going right over to Popeyes and drop 50 bucks right on that freaking booth. I'm not 50, but I'm going to do some damage. I'm hungry. I'm freaking starving. Starving like Marvin and his little brother Stevie. Superman versus Batman fight scene. I love this one because it's really dark. Question: do you bleed? I'm telling you, man. The only thing I like about this whole freaking Superman versus Batman, Superman could have wasted him so fast, so quick. It wouldn't have been even funny. Keep in mind, you're talking about a super alien being that has the ability to scan the entire Earth, right? So he would have figured out he was Bruce Wayne by the end of the day. Probably faster than that. How soon would it have taken him to get to basically Bruce Wayne's manor and catch him in his sleep? Come on. Are you really kidding me? Now, think about it. Think about it. Okay? All this stuff, they gotta draw out the story. But if you were Superman, you had the ability to be able to do that. You know he has some crazy, incredible strength. You know the fact that he can pretty much scan and hear everything that goes on the planet. You would know from the door this man was basically Bruce Wayne. You would catch that man in his sleep before he would get up in the morning to go to brush his teeth. You'd be there waiting for him. What could you do? Bull. This is all bull crap. And that'd be the shortest movie ever. You're going to sit there, movie's over already? Really? Kill him that fast? Really? Sit that going. That's how fast it would be. And realistic in real life. He'd have been gone a long time ago. They would have never even gotten this far. Oh, he's who? He's Bruce, same person? All right, no problem. Right at his house that quick. Gone. I would like to see him take on Wolverine. Wolverine would cut right through that army with no problem. But anyway, that'd be when I was watching this, I was with my ex, and she's a big Batman fan. I can't stand Batman. There's things about Batman I just don't like, period. And when he's not a real superhero, I'm sorry if I offend anybody on that, but he's not. At the end of the day, he's not. If someone were to come down like a really, really serious threat would come down, like Thanos, there's nothing you can do about that. Pretty much nothing you can do about Thanos. But anyway, yeah. That would have been, I thought that was the most stupidest thing ever. I watched the movie, but I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. Realistic, he would have been gone a long time ago. He'd have figured out who he was, went that in, and took him out. Just like that. Gone. But let's move on. I still get into debates over that with people, friends of mine that are like hardcore Batman fans. I'm like, no, it wouldn't have gone that far, buddy. It wouldn't have gone that far. Think about it. If you were freaking Superman, you had that kind of power on you, and you were going against Batman, you could figure out that he was Bruce Wayne in minutes. You had the ability to be able to scan the earth. All right? So you would know who he was. So I would just wait. I'll wait until the next morning, and you wake up, I'll be sitting over top of you, and I'll finish it. That'd be the end of it. Done. Well, I'm going to give you the opportunity to get to that whatever weapons and armor you got back there. Because I got to give him one thing. He is the best detective. He can figure out people's weak spots. I give him that much. But if you can't get to your toys, then you're as good as what's gone. You're a human. You just basically pick him up and just take him over, put him in outer space. That's it. Just toss him in outer space. He's gone. That's it. Come on now. I thought that was real dumb. I didn't like it. But I like how they went back and they had to bring him back to life and he beat the crap out of him. I like that part. Yeah, that would have been over and done with. No way in the world I would have got that far. Shoot, I'd have just went and just leveled this freaking office building with him in it. Yeah, whatever. And I still got people I still talk with, but good friends of mine, I still talk like, no, but you understand. So. No, you don't understand. Again, the ability to be able to scan the earth. He knows everything that's going on in the earth. Come on now. He would have got to him. He would have figured out who he was, and by then it would have been over and done with. I'd have caught you sleeping. Getting into your car, going back to work. Can't be Batman every day, can you? Can't go to work dressed as Batman. Can't wear that armor every day. Sooner or later, you got to come out of that stuff. I'd have had you a long time ago. Just walked up to you and just knocked your head clean off your shoulders. We're done. I'm going to go eat. Bye-bye. Should have never got that far. But you know, you got to make money. It's Hollywood. There were so many, when we was watching the movie, there were so many angry people in there just watching them. Like, this is just unrealistic on so many levels. Now, Doomsday, that was interesting right there. Because when they woke him up, man, he beat the daylights out of him. That was a bad idea. But anyway. It would be kind of cool if they gave Batman superpowers. If they gave him the ability to give him immortal superpowers, well, that'd be pretty cool. That would be, I'll give him that much, now that would be cool. But until then, he's just a human. That's it. All right. My friends will be contacting me today like, what the freak were you talking about on YouTube? Really? You really believe that? Yeah, I do. I do believe that. I do. All right, we did that. Let's do some other contrast demonstrations on here real quick. Let's see. I'm going to do it the outer space. Now, we need to do key cutting. I got a couple ones on there I want to do real quick. Don't you dare touch it. Get away from that projector. That projector has no bar to you. I'm going to get her cat castle next. I'm picking that up today, a cat castle. She needs something to climb higher than that thing right there is not going to work. Well, you need to be challenged, don't you? I'm about to get you the cat castle today. You don't like that thing. Like I said, a little pick up color doesn't make a difference to a certain degree, but it's not going to be the poet's contrast. And this screen right here, I told you that PPJ, good gracious, that stuff is super white levels. I need more room. I'm gonna need more room. I'm gonna have to build a whole obstacle course now. That's what we're gonna start doing. We're gonna get an obstacle course put in now. I got to. That's funny as I don't know what. I'm gonna get some GoPro cameras and an obstacle course and line them inside. I gotta see what that looks like on the other side. Sorry about that. We gotta go back into that. Camera design, your YouTube channel. I'm gonna give you an obstacle course. I got a whole entire attic upstairs. Literally, I forgot I had an attic upstairs. A whole entire attic to myself. The attic is huge. I can convert all that into basically a kiddie arena up there for her. But the problem is, there's no heat and there's no cooling up there, so I'm going to have to get a ductless system and have it installed in. I'll just talk to a contractor and have that put in. That way she can have the whole attic to herself. I'll do something with it. I'm going to use it for storage. Or, I mean, she got plenty of room down here. I can turn that entire attic into a giant cockpit. A gaming simulator. Ooh, with a dome and wrap around the whole thing. Samsung contrast demonstrations. I've never done that. We did that one already. This one we already did. Did we do this one already yet? And just so you know, hold it for a minute. Contrast level starts here, not there. That's not pulling up a contrast level, so you can see that crystal clear. That's coming up in a completely different color. So that screen can't see contrast. That's what I said, when you display these screens, you're supposed to display the one thing the screen can't pick up. And both these screens can basically pick up amazing colors, no problem. It's the contrast levels is the one thing you have to be to prove. It makes your product different from the rest. Ooh, that's bad. That's really bad. There's a lot of tan in there. Darker contrast. New York City skyline, nighttime, screensaver. That's a nice dark one right there. So far, we've done more contrast demonstrations on this screen than all of his products combined. And we did every last one of them in a fully lit environment. So technically with my product, you've seen more contrast levels on a gray screen. Check this out. You got nothing blocking the projector. Fully lit environment, plenty of light. So I don't see what the excuses are. Shouldn't be any excuses why you should not be displaying contrast levels off your screen. Now what's sad about it is the fact that not only was the challenge never even met, which means now whatever they say means nothing. It has no weight to it whatsoever because they couldn't back it up. But we can come out here with silver technology and blow this stuff clean out of the water, including certified and anything we throw against it, which backs our technology as being better than theirs because we can show you contrast demonstrations all day. They can't do that. They couldn't even back the challenge. At the end of the day, mind you, you're selling a product. You're convincing people that your product is supposed to be the best, something they want to invest money in, to put into their homes. If your reaction to a challenge is to give somebody a middle finger, that's not good. That's really bad. It shows you have no confidence in your product at all whatsoever. So you lost on that challenge right there. Now come back and I'm bringing that silver technology that's doing things that your screen can't even begin to even think of. It's showing contrast, which you're supposed to do, which is the multiple requests we gave you. And now we're doing it on our technology with no problem. And then soon, your Cinemax will be here. And we'll debunk that theory next. We'll put that against a Phoenix, and a Phoenix is going to turn that thing into a white sheet of paper when it's done with it. Which shows that your product never worked to begin with. I'm even going to put it against this one too. And pull a contrast demonstration. Wash your screen out. Because if 11 certifies, if everything else we've been running off of it, including this, is not going to do the job against that screen, your product doesn't have a chance over here. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm excited about this. I really get a chance to test this. I can't stand when people do fake demonstrations. I really get a chance to run this through the grinder. I gotta go to Home Depot and I gotta go pick up a 4x8 surface. I want this done. I want this displayed on a 100-inch. I don't want any small sample sheets. I want a screen displayed on a 100-inch. I got a 4x8 piece of carbon cardboard over there, that plastic cardboard. That's what I want it displayed on. And we're gonna put that against a 151-inch. First, we're gonna put it against that dark gray screen we have upstairs, that dark slate. I'll lay you right against that screen. Hit you with a 5,000 lumen projector and pull up a star field. And then we'll take all your products and we'll stick them right on top of the 100-inch screen. See how many of those match that screen. At least with these companies, these big companies that we do side by side, we already know how this stuff is done. It's all rehearsed. That's pretty much it. When they can send me emails all day long, they say, Mr. Bird, it's not right because you have too much light in your environment. Our screens are designed to be ambient light controlled environments. Then why the freak do you have ambient light rejection technology on the side of your screen? It shouldn't even be there. If you're going to complain about the fact that I have too much light in the environment, then that's not good. If I'm spending $5,000 for a projection screen that's going to have difficulty pulling an image properly because there's too much light in the environment, but yet you have ambient light rejection on the side of your screen. That's not much you got to argue about right there. Your projectors, you got to use a certain type of projector. You have to be a 4K projector, so and so, blah, blah, blah. So I got to spend out to what, $3,000, $4,000 just to get the screen to look right? That doesn't say much about your product either. Your projector has to be mounted. I got that one before. Projector has to be mounted to the ceiling, has to be in line with the screen. I should be able to set a projector anywhere I want in this room, and that screen should pick up. For $5,000? Oh yeah, better. I went through that when I was doing demonstrations against the leaf screen. Somebody came in from AVS Forums and said, no, that's incorrect. Your projector has to be attached to the wall, has to be in line with the screen, and all that blah, 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 blah. And how much does this screen cost? $3,000? It's a Dark Star 9. $3,000? At the time, it was $3,000 about Dark Star 9. Yes, it has be in line with the screen because basically, as a narrow viewing cone, if I shift to left or right, it turns dark. So I have to mount that to the ceiling, I have to inline that with the screen so the image comes up just right. That kind of money, I should be able to put my projector in there I want. If I put it on the floor, it should give me the same image. Or if I put it on the ceiling. I'm going to buy some more toys. Yeah, I didn't want to hear that when I was in there. Yeah, I had those discussions back in AVS forums. A lot of them. They didn't like me in there either. Yeah. I wasn't a yes person. I wasn't going to agree with what you had to say. And give you a hard way to go. Anytime I go in the room, you're not going to like me because I'm going to give you a hard way to go. I'm not going to agree on your opinion. That's that nonsense that these big companies will feed you. The guy got into a gripe because he was upset because my projector wasn't mounted to a ceiling. It's a $3,000 projection screen. I should be able to stick that projector anywhere I want. That thing should pick up for that kind of money. It's not the professional way to do it. So interesting. How's that working out? And now you got projectors that don't you have to mount it to the screen. You have ultra short throws. You set that right in front of the screen if you want. You can put that on the floor if you want. Fireworks, 4K, relaxing. your fireworks display. When's the last time you looked at the sky and it looked gray? If it did, that means the apocalypse is coming. You look at the sky away, it's gray. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Yeah, that's not supposed to look like that at all, period. It's supposed to look like this. Oh man, she's going, I need to eat. I'm hungry. Now I'm getting blood work today. I got to get a chest X-ray and a blood work done today for my this little incident we're gonna be going through pretty soon in court, and I can't wait for that. Bugatti. Remember, the personal mix was supposed to be able, from the demonstrations I seen on the personal mix, it was supposed to be able to pull a Starfield demonstration, it was supposed to pull a contrast level, right? Because in the demonstrations I saw with it, it was in a dark environment and it was displaying contrast in the dark, right? Okie doke. Okie doke. Right, that's what it was supposed to be, right? Okay. This one was also tested in a dark environment, showing off contrast levels on the screen. Right? So what's the difference here? We're not in the dark, we're in a fully lit environment, that's why. How is it possible that your Cinemax is supposed to be able to pull a contrast level equal to a black screen? We'll see. I can't wait for it to get here. I might even show the box and wait a couple of days. I like the suspension to build it. We're not gonna just leave it there. Just wait a couple of days. We're in no rush. Dark Night Sky, 4K relaxing. Let's see if we stand back here and you see a difference between our silver and their screens. There's a Phoenix. From our distance, see if we see a difference. Put things there. Need I say any more? How many angles you want? Over top? An angle over there. Let's bring it down over here. Doesn't make a difference anywhere I move in the room. Neither one of the screens can pull up a contrast level. That's all to it. Let's bring it back behind the projector, see if we see anything. The Cinemax is going to do well. It's not going to do well at all. What if we go over here behind the sloughs? No. See? Again, you can't pull contrast. We walked all the way around the screen, we turned it up, down. How about this? That's bad. So bottom line, at the end of the day, it shows that our technology is different from any other gray screen out there on the market until we can find something else to play around with it. Because I still got more gray screens coming in from Elite Screens I'm going to be throwing against this screen. But until then, for what we've seen already, there's no gray screen that's going to match it because the screen can pull contrast level, what they can't do. Any screen can pull bright color. 4K demonstrations. Now I'm bored. Now I'm actually bored. I'm bored because I've already ran it through the grinder. I'm bored. There's nothing else for me to do. When you start seeing me doing stuff like that, when it's moving stuff around, just for the sake of just doing it, yeah, I'm bored. We ran it through the grinder. We're done. It launches tomorrow. I gotta do another one of these on Facebook. I will be putting a special versus page since you made the accusation about your product being able to go toe to toe and turn our technology dark. We'll be putting a special display page on our website of your product versus the Cinemax versus the Phoenix and Nova. For everybody to see. Till then, enjoy our victory dance. Every test we do it. Every test. Screen did amazing. The silver did amazing. Like I said, at first I didn't want to do it because it's silver. I'm using black screens, but man, for a silver screen, it did amazingly good. Amazingly good for a silver screen. If anybody feels that the bottom line is that they can basically compete with the technology, well, you're going to have to match every single demonstration we just did live on this technology and match it perfectly. Either you're going to have to match it or do better. Let's get some colors in here. I'm going to do that 8K. Get that in there real quick. Clear that out. Let's go get the 8s in here. Backgrounds are not coming up. You should be able to blend the screen, no problem. Is it sunny outside? Is the sun coming out? We get the outdoor test to do. Yes! Sun's coming out today. That's fantastic. That means we get to be outside to finish the finalized test. It was raining this morning. That's fantastic. This thing will be done fully by today. Now here we got all three of its mixes. We have the Metallica mix, we have the personal mix, and we have the UV mix. Now, of course, yeah, his UV mix should be able to pour better contrast on the screen. It should be able to, because it's a darker product. But the downside of it is it can't pour white level to save its soul. Whereas other products can pour a white level, but they can't pour a contrast. Let's see what happens when we do a star fill real quick. I'm curious. Star fill screensaver. No. Starfield screensaver. Oh, you just don't want to listen, do you? Because I'm curious to see that on my end. Starfield screensaver. You know where it's at. Why are you fighting me? Watch it, buddy. Watch it. All right, take this. Go in the room and play with that. You're not supposed to be in here. I'm going to slam my stand. We ran right into my stand. All right, so that's the Starfield demonstration on the UV mix. Like I said, it's a darker screen. Common sense. It's going to pull a better contrast level. And we do put this against our black screens. Our black screens will pull a better contrast in the UV mix because they can turn the UV mix gray. But the problem with the UV mix is it can't see white levels. That's the problem. It doesn't have the ability to pick up a proper white level. So as you're seeing right here, is it's picking up a better contrast in our product, but the downside is it can't pick up a white level, and it's also darker than my screen. But these screens are actually the same complexion as my screen. So someone's asking about the UV mix. I don't hide anything from anybody. This is the UV mix's contrast levels on our screen. But then I told you that one of the problems that the UV mix has, it can't pull a white level. A Phoenix can pull a white level. Now watch this. 4K demonstration. Let's go with LG snowboarding. There you go. It can't see white. It can't pick up white. And a black Phoenix can see white. I got behind here. Oh, didn't know that, did ya? Yeah, Phoenix can see a white level. They can pick up traces of white. Next to a UV can't pick it up because a UV can't see a white level. We do this stuff behind closed doors and then show you later on. Let me move my robot out of the way here. A little bit right here. Stay. Starfield screensaver.
So glad you recommended these Anderson restaurant.
Trust me, they've been looking good for a long, long time. They were good.
Now when you look at it, you're thinking, well, wait a minute, Ken? It's pulling the same black load? No. No, 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 no. Now you look at it. It pulls gray, not black. That's a black screen. A little bit of wake-up call, huh? We save this kind of stuff for later on. So it can't pull a contrast level, and it can't pull white level next to a black screen. Now the black screen's white levels are going to be a tad low, but nothing's going so dark you can't see it. That screen came up dark on a white snow level. That screen on displayed on a contrast level couldn't even pull a contrast level next to our technology. See? That's what happens when you do your tests correctly. So Phoenix can pull a higher white level than this and can pull a blacker contrast than this. Then where does this fall at? Now, interesting theory, really quick, not to get off topic here. If the Cinemax can pull a contrast level equal to a black screen, then it should be able to blend into this one too, right? Easily. But this screen can't pull a contrast, and it can't pull white. Put that right there, and we'll put up Skyworth food demonstration. Why do you always disappear when I do that? Skyworth food demonstration. Skyworth food demonstration. There we go. I asked for that thing 4 times in a row. That's what a UV looks like next to our screen. Now keep in mind, the entire time when he was doing demonstrations, bottom line on trying to make our product look dark on his light screens. Well, this is what your product looks like on our screen. That can pull a contrast level better than your product. We got to do this one right. We got to add this in here. We got to do this one here. We're going to take the other one down. We're going to put this here. We're going to put this here. Put those down right now and put them over there for the time being. We got to do this one. It has to be done. All right, we got to come back and we're going to do a demonstration on this one by itself. So in your demonstrations, this is what you do. Now that we got a silver screen, and your demonstration, your product that you put on there, basically is supposed to be to pull a better contrast. Your UV mix can't see a white level next to our black screen. We just showed that. Even though the black screen was coming up a little dark, like I said, it was able to pull that. It can pull its white level. Like I said, it can, no problem, because we have them there. But next to another darker screen, it was pulling a higher white level than yours. And then when we go to switch it over to contrast, it pulls a 100% black level, which your screen can't do because your screen's gray. Now, if I were to take your screen, I were to stick it against my silver technology, your screen comes up dark. Your other screens can produce right next to my screens, but if I put a contrast level on, your screens can't pick up. Which we already proved, that this screen can pass tests that your screens can't do. But if I want to destroy one of your screens, I'll take all your gray screens and I'll stick it up against this screen and watch this screen actually turn to dark. White screensavers. Which is now, I didn't figure it out. You can't pull a white level next to a Phoenix. But we got to see that for hold on a minute. Red screen. I got to see this. Look how dirty your red levels come up. That is really bad. Your red levels are so dirty, they come up dark. Now look at this right here, as we look at this demonstration. My technology is pulling up a much better red than the personal mix, and the personal mix is coming up faded. The Metallica mix is coming up faded, and the UV mix is coming up too dark. Blue screen. Wow. So now I faded both of your screens at the same time and turned the other one too dark. You want to talk about, seriously, this is supposed to be your field. Your field is supposed to be a light gray screen paints. And my technology is dominating your stuff with no problem. We're coming back in and doing a segment on this by itself. I got to go. God bless. We'll be back.